Greetings everyone, it's Sheldon aka Octathorpe, and today is Record Store Day, April 22nd, Record Store Day. So I thought maybe I'd gather together some random records, make a little beat on the MPC, and then give you all the samples that I take off the records so my producer friends out there can make their own beat with what I sample. Here we go. The idea is to pull from multiple crates, multiple genres. 5 total records is what I'm going for here. First off, Boogie Down Productions, Criminal Minded. Next, I don't remember what this thing is. Rack Diversions. Check it out. Record now from my currently listening crate. Where shall I go? 2 records out of here. All sorts of craziness in here. Lots of different genres. We'll go for some blues. Next. Oh, can't go wrong with that. Beautiful. Now from the shelf of the unexpected. What do I want? What do I want from here? Let's go with, looking for something off the wall. Let's go with the great organ at the Mormon Tabernacle. Got the old MPC fired up, and now it's time to find some samples. First up, I'm gonna find something on Criminal Minded here. Next, this blues thing. I'm gonna see what sort of vocals I can grab off this.
Goodness knows he don't dress fine.
Goodness knows.
I say he'd never win.
Even better.
I don't want no hipster lover.
I don't want no hipster lover.
They've got larceny in their eyes.
Come on, Stevie, give me something good. Think that'll work. Great Mormon Tabernacle organ. Sounds kind of scandalous. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go through and listen to what I got. There's the Boogie Down production. Alright. The Rack. Alright. The blues. Talking about hipsters.
I don't want no hipster lover.
I don't want no hipster lover. Stevie Wonder. And the Crazy Organ. And oh, that's everything. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is go through and make some perfect loops wherever I can, just to figure out which, if any, I might want to use as a loop instead of chopping it up into some individual samples. So here we go. Alright, so we're going to start with Boogie Down Productions. Basically, we just move these start and end points, and there are tricks here. Down Shift and cursor over. can change this a little quicker. And then the end point. So where do I want this to go? Now, one way to check to see if you do have a perfect loop is to go to Edit, go Loop from Start to End, do it, and then hold down your pad. No good. Try again. Now that's closer. To get even more accurate, hit Open Window, and now you get it right in there. It's on the end, so I'm getting it right up to, oh, stupid light, getting it right up to where that waveform starts to get big. Go to the start time, same thing, Open Window. Now, looks like I need to bring it back a little bit. About right about there. Close. See if that's more accurate. Beautiful, there it is. I got my perfect loop. Now I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to discard everything that's outside that loop. Do it. There it is. There's my boogie. Good. Alright, going to do that for all 5 of my samples. Create perfect rack. That one's long. Alright, do some rough cut of the start time and the end time. And remember to hold down Shift and cursor over. You can also use the note variation slider for this. Shift and the slider. That also works. And, well, as you can see, that's even quicker. Alright, this rack one is kind of weird. I think I got it. And again, we go to Open Window, get real close in there on both the start and the end times. Close, end, Open Window. Where is it? Thinking there. Take it. Actually, the vocals we're going to leave alone. We're going to chop out those words so we don't need to make a perfect loop here. Yeah, definitely going to make a perfect loop. So again, when we go to the start times, the end times, I can do Shift and slider to move fast. Or also to move fast, Shift and cursor buttons. And then I can move the jog wheel and make the start and end times move a little bit faster. Once I think I've got it about right, I go to Open Window to trim even finer in resolution. When I think I've got it, go to Edit, loop from start to end, and then I can hold down my pad to see if the loop sounds perfect. Alright, we got the organ. We've got Stevie. We've got, oh, the hipster words We're not going to listen to that right now. We're going to go back and chop those in a minute. We got the rack. Now back to the hipster lover. Alright, so we're just going to grab hipster lover here. Where is she? I'm thinking that's where the waveform gets real big. Try there. And the end. Again. Now the fun begins. We can go through, listen to each of them, each of my sample loops or snippets, and decide what I want to take from them. If I want to use the entire thing as a loop, or take out little parts. Actually here, on this Boogie Down Production one, I'm probably just going to take out the individual kick and snare hits from here. I think I want that boomy kick. And then I could maybe use some of those little synthy notes. There's my hipster lover. Stevie. Now I'm thinking I want to use Stevie as a loop here. See how that works out. Organ, individual notes, or maybe this whole spooky thing. I think it'll probably work out better though if I take individual notes. So first, and go back to Stevie, and to make a perfect loop out of this, even it's already a perfect loop, but with sampling, the trick is to get things to match tempo. So to get Stevie here to match tempo, we're going to do a little MPC specific trick. Very similar to Rex files. If you're familiar with Rex files, the recycle software. You can also make Rex files within Reason. So it basically chops up the sample automatically based on where transients are. Transients are those peaks. Woo. Peaks you see. There's the transient, 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 transient. So when you're chopping based on transients, you're looking for where those things hit. And then to match tempo, you can spread apart or squeeze together the little slices we make based on the transients. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so to do this, I'm going to go to zone. Alright, so now I want this thing to be, go here to zone. I want 16 zones. 16. So I want this thing to basically be 16 16th notes. Zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. Notice how that's right on transient. This is why we need to trim up our sample at the beginning to make a perfect loop. Ideally, one measure, could be two measures, and then we're going to, this zone area slices up your perfect loop sample into 16 equal parts, and then we can map those 16 equal parts across the pads on the MPC, and well, you'll see how that works. I'm just going to go ahead and take each of these sections as they are. To get them a little bit more accurate, you could go in and edit, especially the start times are sometimes a little bit off. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave this as is. I'm going to say edit, slice sound, do it. Now, if I go up to the top, I'm going to have all these Stevies. With all these Stevies, when you go to the zone area and you say edit slice sound, notice there's create new program, yes. So when you do this, it automatically creates a program for you. Get out of there, come over to program, and I'm going to go ahead and put Stevie on drum program number 1, like that. There's my Stevie program. Now if I hit each pad, each pad is assigned to a slice of Stevie. So we can very quickly and easily program in each of those 16 slices to cover a measure. And here's how we do it. So again, I've got Stevie on drum 1, program 2 Stevie. That's our sliced up Stevie loop. Go back to the main screen. Track 1, drum 1 is Stevie. I'm going to go into step recording right here, and I'm going to hit my pad number 1 and put pad number 1 on step number 1. Now I simply come over here, go to step, hit my next pad, step, pad, and just keep doing that until all 16 have been entered. Go back to your main screen and see what you got. Oh, I've got 2 measures worth. Let's switch this down to 1 bar. Do it. Play. My tempo's a little bit excessive. I still have it at 119 beats per minute. We're going to slow that down. And I could slow it way down. Now we get these gaps. 42.5. I'm going to bring it up to 100. Generally works better if you're a little bit faster than the original tempo instead of slower. It works. Now I'll show you chopping out individual sounds instead of making a tempo matched loop. So with this, just adjust our start and end times to surround a single hit. Using my slider here again. Alright, so there we got a single hit. Oh, we're currently set to loop. Turn that off. I don't know, I've got that piano in there. See if I can find a different one. Alright, I found myself a kick. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. Now to chop it out, go to Edit and Section to New Sound. But I'm going to go down here. I want to call it something else besides boogie. It's always a good idea to label your sounds. I'm going to call that kick. So I just hit a pad once I hit the pad, pops up with new name. Notice pads have letters beside them. So K, I'm just gonna go K-I-K, K-I-K, kick. Alright, so now spaces, over here, space, and kick. Enter, section new sound, do it. There's my kick. And I'll just go ahead and do that for the rest of my samples, chop out individual notes. And see. Alright, I've got all of my individual notes taken out. So now it's time to go in and create programs. My drum program number 1 was already Stevie, so we're going to go on to drum program number 2. And I think for drum program number 2, I'm going to find some of my melodic sounds. Alright, so I'm just going to hit a pad, hitting a pad, and then come to the sound, boogie, rack, hipster, Stevie, organ. There's all of my Stevie slices. I'm going to start out with kick. Next pad over, so just hit the next pad. I think I'm going to make this my drum program. For all of my drum sounds, my drum program for all of my drum sounds. Alright, so there we got my kick. I'm gonna hit my next pad. Find snare. Okay, next pad over. The puff kick. I got that out of that rack. The RAC yellow record. Oh, I guess I forgot to turn off loop on my puff kick. Alright, well in that case, come back over here to trim, loop, loop off. Excellent, I can go back to program. Next. And then my puff. Puff kick and puff. Beautiful. Okay. Go back to assign. Drum 3 will make melodic sounds. So I need to come up to the top. Go to open window, new program, call this melody. And put in my melody sound. All my drum programs done. Number 1 is Stevie. Number 2 is drums. Number 3 and 4 is my hipster lover.
I don't want no hipster lover.
Time to make the beat. I'm just gonna do this off camera because this video is getting long enough. Alright, beat's done. Made a few changes. Creativity, you know, gotta just be creative. Ended up not using the whole Stevie thing. Chopped it up a little bit more. And I ended up chopping up the vocal phrase to be able to use it a little bit easier. But here's what we got. 5 total tracks, gonna go through and mute things so you can hear them individually. There's Stevie, chopped up Stevie. Kick and snare from Boogie Down Productions. Piano. I think that came from the Weird Yellow record. Organ. And Hipster Lover. Put it all together. There you have it. So, thanks for watching. And, this was my first tutorial video. It's a little shaky. Bear with me. I'll get better. Check out the files. Putting links to files right below the YouTubes. Check out. Go get the files if you want to play with this. And put it in any DAW or put it in your MPC if you got one. And let me know if you make something. Cool. I'm out.